Hey guys, sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I went to a wedding in Chicago and I just haven't had time to make a video for you. So I wanted to make a video on how I've been feeling lately, and lately I've been really upset. Um, I watched the music video to Temporary Home by Carrie Underwood, and I don't know if it was her and her grandfather, she was just portraying a girl who was losing her grandfather, but it was about how she went and she got to say goodbye to him um, before he passed away. And it made me think that I never got to say goodbye to my grandmother, but I got to say goodbye to my great grandfather. So I just wanted to read you the letter that I wrote her. The story behind the letter is my mom wanted me and my brother to each write a letter to her um, when she was really sick. And if I had just written the letter earlier, it would have gotten to her in time. I wrote the letter the day before she died, not knowing she was going to die the next day. And that night, my parents drove down to South Carolina. They were an hour and a half away um, when she passed on. So she never got to physically be alive and hear my letter that my mom read to her. So I have a copy um, here that I was going to read to you. It's dated July 10th, 2011. Okay. Dear Grandma, I'm so sorry that my letter is late. I know this may sound as an excuse, but I have been busy with softball, and I regret writing this sooner. I want you to know that I always have and always will love you. I love you very, very much. I guess I'll start with how are you? I'm fine, I guess. I graduated from Friedman on June 27, 2011, the day the whole 8th grade got to go to Waterwiz, which is down in the Cape. I got sunburned, but it was worth it. I had so much fun with my friends. Softball has started, and I'm on the Taunton Tornadoes. We won our second tournament, which was in Bridgewater. Our first tournament was in New Bedford. We got second place. That was awesome for our first tournament. Today we finished our home tournament in Taunton. We got third place. Thomas is almost as tall as me. He is 4'9" or 57 inches, and I am 5'5", 65 inches. Thomas is going into the third grade, and I will be a freshman in Taunton High School. It's been 3 years since I last saw you, and I bet Thomas and I have changed a lot. Thomas is going to be 9 years old on September 3rd, 2011. I myself am going to be 14 on August 21st, 2011. I haven't been playing much for softball. I go to every practice, try my best, and don't have any attitude, but I still sit the bench. The only reason is because my batting average is low. Oh well. Another thing I forgot to mention is that the 8th graders had a semi-formal dance. That's what they called it. It was pretty much seemed like a mini prom. Everyone was going with somebody. I went with a group of friends. I still have the Franklin book that I got you when I was little. Do you remember that? You gave it back when you and Alan were packing to move to South Carolina. I really don't know what else to say. I miss you, Grandma. I love you a lot too. Just remember that I love you, okay? I miss you. I wish I could see you. I love you. Love, Mara. Yes, I have been crying. I've tried making videos of this and I keep getting interrupted and I keep crying in it, so I didn't want to be crying in one for you. I also have the little card from my great grandfather's memorial service, and I kind of wanted to read that to you too. Just give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Okay. So, it's my great grandfather, and he was in the Navy, I guess. He was 100. If he had lived 10 more days, he would have been 101. He lived on West Island with my step great grandmother, I guess you could say, and they loved each other very, very much. They got married before I was born, so I don't know how long they've been married or were married. Um, Even though he could never really hear me, I always felt like from my mom's side of the family, I was closest to him. I don't know why, because I rarely ever saw him, and we honestly didn't talk much because, to be honest, I didn't really like talking to him because he couldn't understand me. But I miss him a lot, and it really took a toll on me when he died. So this says, in loving memory of Wallace F. Bither, January 1st, 1911, December 22nd, 2011. One night I dreamed I was walking along the beach with the Lord. Scenes from my life flashed across the sky. In each I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were two sets of footprints. Other times there was only one. During the lowest times of my life I could see only one set of footprints. So I said, Lord, you promised me that you would walk with me always. Why, when I have needed you most, would you leave me? The Lord replied, my precious child, I love you, and will never leave you. The times when you have seen only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. Um, the reason that it's about the beach is because he loved the beach. He lived by the beach. He just loved the beach. He always went clam hunting. He was just an amazing 100-year-old, to put it that like that. Um, he passed away with pneumonia. He got it the day after Thanksgiving, after he had been at my house, and he was admitted to the hospital, and he was in the hospital for a month before he passed. And my great uncles and my grandfather had to make the decision to pull the life support off of him, and since it had been a month with life support, they chose to take him off, and he passed a half hour later. So I'm surprised I didn't cry in this, to be honest. I miss them both so much, like you cannot imagine, and I lost them both in the same year in a matter of, I don't know, 5 months. I lost two people that meant a lot to me. Um, I'm never gonna see them again, so, and I really miss them. To be honest, it doesn't bother me as much with my grandmother as it does with my great grandfather, and it should matter either more or the same with my great grandmother because she was my grandmother. She wasn't my great grandmother, she wasn't my great aunt or anything. She was my grandmother. And I wasn't really that close to her, and I regret not being close like I am with my other grandmother that lives here in Taunton. Um, my great grandfather, every year he'd have cookouts. He was always at the cookouts. He was always at Thanksgiving with us. He was always with us. And now I'm thinking, oh, this summer there'll be a cookout and he won't be there. He won't be there. Or, oh, I could email grandma and it won't go to her because she won't get it. Because she's not here and I can't email her. I can't call her. I can't talk to any of them. I'm never gonna see them again. It just makes me so upset. And I'm sorry for crying, but I have not been able to cry. I haven't been able to cry since December, and I don't know why. I just don't know why. And I don't understand why they had to get taken away from me. especially during those times. In December, there was all this crap going on with me and my best friend, and and then in December, I felt like my friends didn't want me around, and it was just so hard. It was so hard on me. And I don't know how I pulled through, but I managed to. And the other day I was just thinking, and then I watched the video where she's like, "I love you and thank you for waiting for me," and I never got to do that. I never got to see them when they took their last breath. And my great grandfather, he had on these mitts so that he couldn't pull the plugs off of him in the ICU. And he wanted me to hold his hand, and he would stick his hand out with the mitt on, and he'd go like this to me. And he'd want me to hold his hand, and I couldn't because he had the mitts on. So I just put my hand on his mitt. And I didn't understand at the time that he was going to die. I thought he was going to get better because he always got better. No matter how sick he was, he always got better. And he didn't get better. And I didn't. I just miss him so much. And I'm sorry that I had to make this. I just miss him so much. And right now, I just. I just need a hug right now. Pillow pets aren't gonna cut it. I'm sorry. So instead of getting a hug, I figured, why don't I just let it out? Just let it out. I'm so happy I cried. I'm so happy. Normally people are like, oh my god, I'm crying. No, I'm so happy I'm crying right now. Because it feels so good. Just let everything out. I'm good. Have to go make my dinner. Thank you for listening to me, guys. Bye.